Appreciate you joining us, sir, on the broadcast. Big developments taking place, massive embarrassment, massive setback for P Chidambaram and the Congress party is interim bail plea being rejected by the Delhi High Court, sir. How do you read this?
Well, it's no surprise. He has been on anticipatory bail for the last 1.5 years. And has been not cooperating. And so what can the court do? They have to cancel his bail, which is what they did. And the officials, the Union of India advocate was very effective in putting out all the places where there is concrete supporting evidence, but this man either doesn't confirm nor deny it. How can you proceed in an investigation? He has to be taken to custody. And in a custodial environment, he has to be questioned. And he shouldn't mind because, after all, he thought that we were all Hindu terror. So now why should he complain? I don't think that that he should, having done what he did to Purohit and Sadhvi Pragya, he should think that he should be given a lighter sentence or a lighter approach. Not at all. He has to face the law, and that's what's happening.
Do you also believe then that this particular order is also a big setback to the case that Mr. Chidambaram will make proceeding ahead in this particular case, given that in the order the judge has said this is obviously not a fit case for bail to be given. This looks like a case of money laundering, and this looks like a case of where custodial interrogation is the order of the day, which doesn't happen in every matter, sir.
Yeah, I agree. It is custodial interrogation is only when you are not answering questions. Then you have to make out. A case, and the court is satisfied. Then they give you custodial interrogation. Otherwise, in these matters, they give bail. They have been giving bail, but these people have been misusing the bail. And then once they come out, they shamelessly occupy. For instance, Chidambaram in Rajya Sabha was chairman of the Standing Committee on Home Affairs. And the very officers who are prosecuting him, he summons them. I mean, these are all unethical behavior, and I don't think that you can do justice to the system unless such people are isolated from the normal environment and taken into a custodial environment.
Okay, but we're getting breaking news at this point coming in on the broadcast that P Chidambaram will now be approaching the Supreme Court. So that's the big news coming in. P Chidambaram now likely to challenge this order in the Supreme Court. P Chidambaram will be moving the Supreme Court. This is the big news coming in this hour. Dr. Swamy, your first reaction to this development?
Well, all crooks do that. So in National Herald also, Sonia Gandhi went running from High Court to Supreme Court and didn't get relief. I expect the Supreme Court, having seen the entire record, will not entertain him. But then it's the Supreme Court to decide. But I can't stop him from going to the Supreme Court. That's provided for in the CRPC, and it's provided as a fundamental right for him to see that he gets a full opportunity to be free. I mean, he has not yet been convicted, so his being under incarceration is an exception. And so therefore there has to be exceptional circumstances, and I think they have been beautifully portrayed and presented in the High Court by our government's lawyers.
Okay. You know, the order, sir, is extremely indicting. And for the benefit of our viewers and you, sir, I just want to quickly read out some excerpts from that order, which we've exclusively accessed on NewsX. So the High Court in its judgment today has said this is an economic offence and has to be dealt with iron hands. Being a member of Parliament and member of legal profession does not affect the case. He has not cooperated with investigations. Investigating agencies' hand cannot be tied up in such a massive economic offence. He has been evasive in his replies. Also, the judgment says prima facie, the petitioner appears to be the kingpin of the entire scam. So a very indicting order, sir, that has come in today from the judge while rejecting his bail plea.
Absolutely. Yes, he is a very fine judge. He comes from a very distinguished family from in Haryana, and he has had an impeccably good career. He has given many orders in the High Court, which are exemplary and very well drafted, very well crafted, and most of them have been upheld in the High Court. So I'm not surprised. He has gone through it in great detail. Today, Delhi High Court has got a very good name. The Chief Justice is also extremely good, and they are all above any political pressure. They are not intimidated. So I think that's why he got this order, and it's a fact. All I've been saying has now come in the order. I haven't seen the order yet, but the fact of the matter is that it has come after extraordinary patience shown by the High Court, which is 1.5 years of anticipatory bail.
And you do believe that, the kind of details we've seen in this order today also are very indicting for how the case now will proceed against P Chidambaram?
Yes. Yes, it's an open shut case. And this is not the only case. There must be at least 7 or 8 which are already in the final stages of being acted upon. Aircel Maxis is also in final stage. In INX, of course, now. And then you have Air India. Air India is open shut because the private airlines also bought Airbuses and they paid 20% less. So why did Chidambaram agree to pay 20% more? Obviously that's a bribe, and he has to explain. The onus is on him now. So there are many cases. Air Asia is another case where he is being investigated by the CBI for giving a decision in the FIPB. So I don't think that Chidambaram is going to come out for a long time once he's convicted.
Okay, and obviously, is this then also a massive embarrassment, today's order for the Congress party, given the fact that P Chidambaram has been a former finance minister and former home minister under their UPA government?
It can be at most an embarrassment for Manmohan Singh. But Sonia Gandhi is on bail, Rahul Gandhi is on bail, Motilal Vora is on bail, Oscar Fernandez is on bail, I mean Shashi Tharoor is on bail. I mean that party is full of people out on bail. And so, they will be quite shameless about this. They will think that this is their entitlement to make money off the Indian people's and the poor people's sweat. And now they are coming to see that there is a new kind of government which is not amenable anymore. I must say that in the early stages of our government, there was a lot of sympathy for him from amongst some of us. But that is all gone now. Now is the hard stand on fighting corruption of the Prime Minister is highly commendable. We all appreciate it.
Okay. At the end of the day, we haven't heard from the Congress just yet, and nor P Chidambaram, although now we do know that he will be approaching the Supreme Court for protection. But they are likely to, cry political vendetta, sir. That's what the MP CM has also done today, Kamal Nath, in the case of his nephew. How do you respond to the political vendetta charge that will now be mounted against your government?
I will say that you please find something new. It's so stale. In the last 5 years, there's been nothing but only vendetta. For 1.5 years, you have been given anticipatory bail, and you say there's vendetta. How can this be vendetta? It's a decision of the court. It's not a decision of the BJP. So this is ridiculous, you see. Then the Congress party should now think of some new excuses, not this kind of beaten over and over again excuse which nobody believes. Everybody will have a good laugh, that's all.
Now, today's order, sir, specifically, of course, pertains to the INX Media case. But you were just listing out a short while back the other charges that P Chidambaram also is facing. Do you believe then that today's order will also complicate things in other cases such as the Aircel Maxis matter?
No, each case stands on its own and is as good work. I mean, I'm really proud of our officers in CBI and Enforcement Directorate, that despite political interference in the past and taking action against honest officers and all, that's all now stopped, fortunately. They are doing first-class work, and the amount of load they are taking is unbelievable. In fact, the CBI allocation and ED allocation in the budget has been cut And at this time when we need a doubling of the budget, it has been actually cut. So despite all these handicaps, our officers are doing an extremely good job, all of them, whether it's Air India, whether it's Air Asia, whether it's INX, whether it's Aircel Maxis, and about 8-9 others. They all are open shut cases. It's only a question of lack of strength in officials and investigators that they have to do it in this piecemeal basis and present these court cases.
Do you believe, Dr. Swamy, it's extremely indicting for P Chidambaram that he has been called today by the High Court the kingpin of this entire scam? They've said prima facie the petitioner who wants bail is actually the kingpin of this entire fraud and this entire economic offence.
He is. Prima facie, it is very clear. I can prove it any time on your channel if you like, once I get the papers. But the fact of the matter is, you see, he has always been the kingpin. He is the money launderer for the Congress party. Therefore, he has no political standing. In fact, the Lok Sabha election he won in 2009 was absolutely a rigged one, where after losing, they changed the electronic voting machines and made that poor returning officer falsely declare that he was elected. He's been that in Tamil Nadu, he and his family are known as people who do nothing but rip off. So it's the first time that they have been taken to task. It will have a huge salutary effect in Tamil Nadu politics also.
Okay, final question then to you, Dr. Swamy. We do know that he will be moving the Supreme Court. We don't yet know when. Will it be later today or tomorrow morning, and when the Supreme Court will hear it? But you know, given that now there is no interim protection to him, would you call for his immediate arrest by the CBI and ED?
Oh yeah, I would say that take him into custody tonight and interrogate him tomorrow and day after, and then let him go. But the fact of the matter is that I'm not the one who's issuing the orders, so therefore I can't say how it will be dealt with. But there should be, for a man who has called us Hindu terror and ruined the lives of innocent people for 10 years, I mean, we should show no mercy to him.
Okay, so this is a big win for the enforcement agencies and the law of the land is what you're saying. This is, of course, being read as a big setback for P Chidambaram today, with interim bail being rejected by the Delhi High Court. We leave it at that. Dr. Subramanian Swamy, Rajya Sabha MP, appreciate you joining us on NewsX with your first reaction.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.